to week 4 of the 30 minutes of yoga for 30 days for cancer research. This is lovely Lynn who's joining me again this week, and I'm Carla, and we're here at the I Am Yoga studio in Bold, St Helens. This week is going to be a little bit more intense than the previous week, so if this is your very first time ever doing yoga, I would suggest that you go back and look at week 1, 2 and 3 first, and then you'll be in a better position to join us today. But if you're practicing yoga and you're physically fit and well, then please join us straight with this one. Have any cushions handy if you need to support your knees, or you need to sit your bum up a little bit when we're seated, or you can have books for your hands for a little bit of support in a couple of the poses that we're going to be doing. Other than that, I think we're good to go. So if you're on a slippy surface, then it's best to take the socks off. If you're on a carpet, then whatever feels good for you. But we are going to start laying down. So get yourselves nice and comfortable. Whether you keep the knees bent, take the feet wide and let your knees fall together. That's a nice way of opening the lower back and hips. Or you can just take your feet out, nice space between the inner thighs, elbows away from your body. You can let the hands fall back onto your hips, or you can take them out by the side. And we're just going to ground here for a few breaths, closing the eyes down if that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, just gently focusing on the space in front of you. And just notice how your body can start to connect to the floor below. Your inhale starting to fill up the front of your body. And the exhale, just relaxing down the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders, your bottoms, your lower back. Maybe relaxing the face, letting the eyes be heavy. And just really trying to come out of your head and into your body before we start by noticing, always noticing the connection to the earth and the breath. How the breath feels as you breathe. How it inflates your body on the inhale and lets it go on the exhale. And then just bringing your hands onto your tummy, or if you can, high up on the chest, but keep the shoulders and the elbows relaxed. And all you're going to do is start to count your breath. So on the inhale, maybe you're inhaling for 2 or 3 or 4, and then you're trying to match that with the exhale. And once you've just paid attention to that inhale and exhale for whatever count suits you, then you can start to bring in the tap of the fingertips wherever they are. Tap in for the counts on the inhale and the exhale. If you can make the taps on the exhale go for an extra 1 or 2 or more beats than the inhale, then please do that. If you want to keep them equal, then that's okay too. So maybe you're breathing in for 2, 3 or 4, but you're tapping for 3, 4, 5 or 6 on the exhale, just taking it longer. And then releasing the arms by the side and just letting your breath return to whatever your normal is for a couple of breaths. Feel the lovely coolness lifting of the inhale, and you can start to sigh out your exhale here. One more breath. Just gently bending your knees so your feet come to the floor, and just seeing how that that feels as you continue to bring the knees into the chest, letting your lower back connect deeply to the floor. As you rock and roll, keep the head and shoulders on the floor. Keep inflating the front of the body on the inhale, and then returning the left foot to the floor as you cross the right leg over. Now this isn't the ankle just going over with a big gap in between the thighs. We've closed that gap between the thighs. We're squeezing the inner thighs and we're crossing that right leg over the left as tightly as we can. And maybe that's enough for you. Or if you want, you can gently take hold of the knees or the shins, or maybe the backs of the thighs. Relax the head and shoulders and take that lovely internal stretch on the hips. Relax the feet, the jaw, the chin, the chest. One more deep breath. And taking the arms wide now. You can keep the right leg crossed over the left, but it will be more intense, or you can uncross the legs as you take the knees to the left side. And allowing the knees and feet to relax completely. Your gaze goes the opposite way to the knees if your neck is okay with that. So it would be gazing over to the right as your knees fall to the left and start letting go. Inflate into your belly. Exhale into your right shoulder. And just let gravity take a big twist here. If it's too much, just take your knees further down the mat, uncross the legs if they're crossed. For one more breath. And as you exhale, bring it back to centre, placing the right foot on the floor, crossing the left leg over, squeezing the inner thighs deeply. Don't lift the head and shoulders off. Keep the breath conscious, filling up your belly as you gently take hold of the knees if you want to go deeper. You have got the option for the backs of the thighs, the fronts of the shins, but you go to wherever you feel a nice stretch across maybe the bum, the outer thigh, the hips. You may feel it completely differently to somebody else, so just listen to your body and relax and breathe into this for one more breath. Fill up the front, release the back as you take the arms wide and let the knees go to the right side, keeping them crossed, or you can uncross them if that's too deep. Gaze over to the left and start your breath. Cycling the breath as it inhales up the front of the body and exhales to release the back of the body. Let's do 3 more breaths here. Last one. Exhale, bring it back to centre, uncrossing the left thigh, but we are going to recross now the right leg over. We're going to take some sit-ups, we're going to work our core. So bringing the fingertips to the head, lift the head and shoulders off the floor if that's comfortable. The chin is away from the chest. And then if you want to go a little step further, you can draw the knees towards your chest as tightly as you want to go. But the head, the gaze is up. There's a big space between the chin and the chest. And as you push your spine into the floor, the chest is lifting. And you are just holding here and breathing. Forcing the inhale. And the exhale pushes the spine down. 3 more. And it's shaky and it's tough, and if you need to release, you can just return the head back to the floor or lower the legs. Last breath. You can have a break, or you can take the legs the other way. Inhale. Push the spine down. Feel the fire in your belly here. We don't want it to be in the neck. The fire's in the belly. You're trying to relax the upper body as much as you can. 2 more breaths. The exhale is lifting, really pushing the spine to lift. Last one. And release it down. Well done. And cross the legs, rock and roll. And you can roll onto one side, or you can rock yourself up to seated. And cross legs any way that feels good for you. You can sit yourselves on soft blocks. If you have them, you can sit on cushions, wherever you have to hand, or just sit cross-legged. And we're just going to make space in the spine. So as you push down into your sit bones, pulling in your pelvic floor like you're stopping yourself having a wee, pulling in deep down inside gives you a little niggle in your lower back. Imagine you're tucking your bum under, squeezing your butt cheeks, and that might help support your lower back or put your back against the wall. And then keeping this activation, really activating the midline of the body by pulling the tummy, the pelvic floor, lifting the chest. Then inhale, maybe lift the arms up. You can gaze up or straight ahead, and the exhale brings the hands to the chest. A few more of these. And the tummy stays in to support your spine, to lift your body. Feel your butt cheeks in the floor and breathe for 2 more. And last one. Amazing. You're going to take your mirror in me. So if we say the left hand to the floor, but this will be your right one. Don't have to mirror with me today. And then you're keeping both butt cheeks firmly in the floor. And then we're not going to dump down into the side of the body where the hand is on the floor. It's keeping a lift. So you're going to lift up and over. And you're rooting down through both butt cheeks, and you haven't lifted one off. And the shoulders draw away from the ears. And imagine you're opening your armpit. We've got so many lymph nodes around our chest, our collarbones and our armpits. And we want to keep that skin lovely and stretched to allow that fluid to flow around. If this gets too much, you just drop your hands. Now you can stay with this, you can have a break, or you can add on, which is going to try and keep the arm by the ear if that feels okay for you, and then twist your chest to the floor. And it's like you're reaching forward with your little finger. Gaze whatever feels good for you. Both butt cheeks firmly down into the floor, and you're forcing the inhale almost to make space across that chest and ribs. And the exhale maybe twists you a little more. Amazing. Bring it back to centre, and let's just take a forward fold. So you don't want to enclose the body, the front of the body, by dropping the chin and rounding the back too much. You're sending the bum back, and the chest is coming forward. And you're breathing. The inhale is making lots of space in the front of that body and the ribs. And bring it back to centre, chains across on those legs. And we're going to side bend the other way. So hand in the floor, again let's reset, pushing the butt cheeks down, pelvic floor in, tummy in, chest lifts, we're strong. Our abdominal muscles are really supporting us as we lift, 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 and then over. So we're not creating any compression on that bent side. And then the chin is relaxed and away from the chest, maybe the elbow can open up. The armpit has lots of space, and see how this feels. And work to lift that arm up by rooting down through that bum. Lots of space. Gaze wherever your neck is comfortable. And then to add on if you wish, start to twist and reach with that little finger. Shoulders coming back away from the ears. The inhale keeps making more and more space in your ribs, in the front of the body, and the exhale maybe allows you to twist. Listen carefully to your bodies, don't ever do anything that hurts. And then bring it back round, sending the bum back, taking the chest forward, and taking your fold however that looks for you. But you're working to lengthen the front of the body as much as you can. Big breaths. And then bring it back to centre. We're going to come on our hands and knees. Okay. So see how it feels here, just to start taking our cat-cow. So you can start to lift the bum, drop the belly and lift the chest, and tuck the bum under, round the back, and drop the head. And work with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling any way that works for you, but start from the bum instead of the head if you can. So lift the bum, and the head is the last thing to move. Tuck the bum under, and the head is the last thing to drop. And we're going to change it up a little. So after we've rounded the back, the inhale, or the arch of the back, will you'll drop the elbows and then push the ground away to lift the chest and arch the belly back by dropping the belly. So then you're pushing the ground away, round in the upper back, then dropping the elbows and arching the back. Don't do that if that's too much for your back. Round in the back and arch in the back. And you're drawing your elbows towards the centre so you're not letting them wing out. If you want to add on again after you've dropped the elbows and arch the back, you can push the ground away and push back to downward dog. Drop the knees, drop the elbows and arch. Lift the elbows and lift the knees, downward dog, sending the weight back. Another couple of these, drop the elbows and the knees, arch. And downward dog, last one. And this time holding your downward dog. I know the shoulders might be a little achy, so just drop the knees if you need. Sending the bum back. Bend the knees if you need to create more space in the armpit or if the hamstrings are tight. And you can take a wiggle. Do whatever feels good for you here. You haven't dropped the chin too far or lifted the head too far. Find that lovely space in the middle. And then walking your feet to the front of the mat. Let the head be heavy, take the elbows and enjoy a dangle. Weight slightly in the toes. There are big heavy weights coming off the elbows and the top of the head. Give your body space and time here. Use your breath to let gravity really pull those vertebrae in your spine apart and give you lots of space. And then releasing the hands to the floor. Rooted down to rise, feeling the whole of the foot in the floor, tummy in, and the hips come forward. And we're standing up. Okay, do some sun salutations. So we have done those before in the previous week, so they will be a little bit quicker today. So if you need to rewind and go back and have a look at those, otherwise we're going straight into sun salutations version A. You can jump back with your plank pose, and then we're going to go straight into that chaturanga. So let's see how this feels. Top of your mats or wherever you are, and big inhale and exhale, fold. Weight is in the toes. Half lift as you support yourselves, lift your chest, lift your bum, and then one exhale takes you to the chaturanga. Your knees can be on the floor. Push the ground away and take a back bend. And then downward dog. Amazing, let's do 3 breaths here. Do what feels right for you. So please drop knees if you need to. And I'm going to ask Lynn on the next round to drop her knees so you can see the difference, if that's okay, Lynn. So inhale, sit the bum back and come forward with a step or a hop. And then take the head down. Half lift as you bring your hands on your thighs. And a deep fold, you can straighten the legs now, weight is in the toes. Push the ground away, tummy in, take your eyes up. And hands to the heart, let's go again, inhale. And fold, weight is in the toes. Take a half lift. And step back, hands and knees for chaturanga. And taking a back bend, without squidging the back of the neck. Downward dog. You can drop your knees if you need a minute. Let's just reset in this downward dog and we shall add on. So we're going to lift the right leg into the air, or you can drop your left knee, which makes it a little bit easier. And you're going to step that right foot forward and then drop the left knee. And then rooting down to rise up. Let's just see how this feels here. Untucking the back toes if it's comfortable. You can put cushions underneath your left knee. And then rooting down with the front foot and the back shin, the back knee to create a lift through the tummy. Tuck the bum under, lift the chest, nice and strong. And maybe the arms can come up. And big breaths here. Don't ever lift the shoulders if it's not comfortable. And then bringing the hands down, keeping the left hand on the floor, or you can bring it onto a block as you wrap your right hand around your waist, and you're going to open the shoulder. We're going to open the armpit, and your knee might have jutted out on the front, and you might have rolled onto your little toe edge. If you need to, that's great. Otherwise, push the big toe down and reset that knee to centre. And then maybe the gaze is down, straight ahead, or up, and you can lift the arm. Final advancement, if that's what you want to take, is to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee up and drawing the ribs away from your thigh. Back leg is straight and strong. Amazing. Bring the hand down, downward dog. Drop the knees if you need. Take a little wiggle here. And you're going to bring that left foot forward. So let's lift the left leg in the air. You can drop the right knee first if that needs to happen to make it a little bit easier for you. And step in the left foot to the left hand. Drop in the right knee. Okay, rooting down to rise up. Keep it safe. Hips come forward. Tummy is in. Hands to the chest, or you can lift them up. Wherever you want to be. And we're squeezing those butt cheeks. Beautiful. Lynn's got lovely alignment there. Okay, bringing the hands down. Let's see how the twist feels as you wrap that left hand around your back to open into the left armpit. But you're really supporting yourself here with your tummy, your front foot, and the back shin. So it's not all in that wrist. So you can even take the wrist off because you're so supported with your legs and your belly. If you want to lift the arm, you can do so, but don't let everything dump down again into that wrist and that hand. Keep the tummy in, the pelvic floor tight, and then if you wish, you can tuck the back toe and straighten the back leg or wherever works for you. But again, you can lift that hand off because you're using the ground you're pushing down with those feet. Amazing. Downward dog. Ooh. Let's finish this flow. Let's inhale, sit the bum back, gaze forward, and you can step, walk, jump, however you want to get to the front of your mat. Let the head be heavy. Have a wiggle. Take a half lift as you lift the chest, lift the bum. And fold, weight is in the toes. Push the ground away, hips come forward, rise up. Let's go again, inhale. And fold. Take that half lift. And take that chaturanga, or you can drop the knees here, do whatever feels right for you. Just a little bend in the elbows. Push the ground away, shoulders back, away from the ears. And then your downward dog, you can tuck the toes and lift the knees and then come up. It may hurt the back if it ever does. Just push the weight back first. And breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, this time we're going to lift the right leg. This is intense, so please drop the left knee if you need. That's the inhale. The exhale brings your knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose, and drop your knee behind the wrist. This is tough. It's an active pigeon. Lots of hot spots can be vulnerable here, so listen to your body. You're just going to take that front foot over to the left a little. And you can untuck the toes of the back foot and then maybe start to come up onto your fingertips. To make this easier, bring your back knee forward to make it harder and much more of a back bend, so be careful with the back. Take your knee further back. And then maybe you push strongly into your front shin. You squeeze your butt cheeks for dear life. And your tummy's in. And maybe you can come up. It's tough. So you can always bring that back leg forward, back knee, sorry, and then try it. And it takes all of the pressure out of the back. So Lynn's quite low there. So Lynn's making it hard for herself. But that's okay. See if you can get that front shin on the floor. Yeah. That's it. Please be careful, this is really, really tough, as you can probably feel. and she's bloody awesome. So it's never too late to try. How long ago did you do your first yoga class?
September.
September. So this September last year. And it's just amazing. So let's lift that left leg into the air. And we're going to step that foot. No, we're not. Let's lift that left leg back into the air. We're going to inhale here and exhale the knee to the nose. And then inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one. And knee to nose, drop the knee, and then taking that left foot over, drop the right knee. And again, you just draw that back knee forward, because it'll take all the pressure out of the lower back, if that's where you want to be, or you make it harder, it's up to you. You can stay on the fingertips or cushions or whatever you need. Or squeeze the butt cheeks forward, so you haven't arched the back, the butt cheeks tuck under, and you see how it feels. Now one side may be really wobbly and very difficult, so you listen to your body. And just breathe. Keep the activation on the butt cheeks. Tummy's in. Doing amazing. 2 more breaths. Absolutely fantastic. Bring the hands down. Downward dog. Ooh. Well done. Walking your feet to the front of the mat and just taking a dangle here. I've just noticed I have a sweaty toe, so it must be quite hard today. A little bit of sweat on my toe. Didn't you think that was possible? Oh, and then relax the hands down, tummy in, and come up nice and safely. Okay. Just do a little flow with our breath, just to start calming everything down, and then we'll just take a couple of stretches. So, just going to do a flow with chair pose. So chair pose is where we sit the bum back, take the weight into the heels. Now this can be really tricky in the lower back, so if there's any pain whatsoever, tuck the bum under. You keep the hands at the chest. If it feels okay, your inhale will be to lift the arms. Your exhale will be to clasp. Your inhale will lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, and your exhale will fold. Your inhale will reset you to position 1, lifting the arms onto the chest. Exhale, clasp. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, clasp. Lift the chest. And fold. Last round. Too dizzy, that's made me a little bit dizzy, so just close the eyes if you need. Hands can come by the side. Mountain pose, where we're nice and sturdy through our feet. Bum tucks under a little, tummy in, chest lifted, and breathe. Notice what your heart is doing, because even that little sequence with the breath can really start to pump the heart, because the legs were working hard and they're big muscles. Okie dokie, let's just cross the right leg behind the left. So they're really close. Just got my feet there, yeah. And then we're going to take a big, big stretch. Okay, so you're going to lift the left leg up. No, that's an arm. The left arm up. And you can take hold of the wrist. So the leg that's in front, that's the arm that's up. And then taking a stretch and a side bend over. Yeah. Releasing that off, crossing it the other way, making space in the spine, and then taking it over. And you're trying not to allow that shoulder to come forward. It's a side bend, keeping the arm open, lifting it up and over. And bring yourselves down to the floor. Okay, we're just going to finish with a half happy baby. So, keeping the left foot down onto the floor. Don't worry now if the butt cheek rolls over. As you gently take hold of your right foot, now you can take hold of the thigh, the shin, the ankle, or the outside of the foot, and just open up that hip. But the aim here is to relax the shoulders. So I have lifted that left butt cheek off. You don't have to work with that, you can keep it central, and then the knee won't come up, oh God, I can't speak now. The knee won't come down to the floor quite as much if you keep both butt cheeks on the floor. So it's up to you. You just work with this however it feels good. As long as you're making space, you're relaxing your shoulders, you're breathing, and you just open up the hip a little, then it's all good. And swapping it over. And you're just trying to get the sole of the foot to face the ceiling. And don't worry if you're not there today. You can keep that knee really bent in, work here, and then you can gradually start to open that foot to the ceiling when you're ready and your hips are ready. But big breaths, filling up the belly and the ribs. And those of you who know Happy Baby, if you want to take a full Happy Baby now, you can do. If that's too much for you, keep the feet together and the knees wide, and that's a much nicer version if you're not used to Happy Baby. Or opening it out again, relaxing the head and shoulders. You might find that your head wants to lift, then you can just place something behind your head. Inflate the front of the body on the inhale, relax the back of the body on the exhale. And let it go. Take your relaxation, however that looks for you. Ground yourselves back down into the floor. Relax the skin across your forehead. Let your teeth go, your jaw, your chin. And as your neck relaxes, allow the back of the body to connect even further across those shoulders. The outer arm, the elbow, the forearms. Start using your exhale to let the ribs be heavy. The hips, the bottom. Trace your legs down to the knee and allow those lovely big muscles on the fronts and backs of the thighs to soften. Keep the breath expansive. Let your shins and your calves relax, and your feet and your toes. Big, deep, but soft breaths. Feeling the connection to the earth. Now if you want to stay here and come out of this when you are ready, then please do so, because we haven't had long here at all. If you want to start waking yourself up, then you can just gently bend your knees and roll onto one side before lifting yourself to seated. Please stay laying down if you need longer. We are just going to finish here with the hands at the heart centre, and then connecting the thumbs to the forehead, and enjoy that feeling of connection. The thumbs gently pushing onto the forehead, creating a little bit of calm there for a moment. Enjoy a big inhale and a slow, soft exhale. Thank you so much for joining Lynn and I. Hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.
Namaste.